Together.
Up next, the Broncos and Jaguars face off for the 14th time. Denver can even up the series at 7 apiece, or Jacksonville will win their 5th in the last 7 in the series. It's week 2, and it's next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIU Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Denver Broncos. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. For the first time, the Jacksonville Jaguars set to go here on offense, led out by the new face of the franchise. The #1 overall pick, of course, from this year's draft. It's Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. The numbers in last week's bowl game for Robinson. He was able to topple the 200-yard mark and a rushing touchdown for good measure.
And what I found surprising, all those yards he accumulated, only found the end zone one
just
time.
once.
That doesn't even seem fair, does it?
But still, the 200-yard mark, something he can always carry in his back pocket. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Lawrence. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. A nice throw right there. And Charles, this is game number 2 in the NFL for this young rookie. His guys getting the victory last week, and he played pretty well by most accounts. Curious, what did you see?
I saw something similar to what you described, Brandon, because I saw a guy who looked the part, a guy who was in command, not just with the touchdown passes, but definitely looked to be in control of the offense as well. And you and I both know that's often uncommon for a rookie quarterback.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Lawrence to Jones, first down, Jacksonville.
And when you draft a rookie quarterback, as the Jags did with Trevor Lawrence, you want a veteran presence for him. But Marvin Jones, he fits the bill. 5 years in Detroit, 10 years overall in the league.
They'll run on first down. Robinson. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Lawrence. Jones has it. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Charles, a look there at the Jaguars draft class for 2021. And no question, this will all be judged by how Trevor Lawrence performs. But Urban Meyer and crew, they were also able to pick up some potential building blocks later on.
And that's part of the grand plan, because when you draft Trevor Lawrence, you have to surround him with talent. How about picking up Travis Etienne at number 25 in the first round, the second running back taken, and the pick from the Jalen Ramsey trade. And then in some serendipity, in the second round, they got a corner, Tyson Campbell, who they hope can replace Jalen Ramsey, as well as a big offensive tackle in Stanford's Walker Little.
Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up, golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field, all right? This is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you might want to think about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out. Robinson. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. From the shotgun, Lawrence eluding the pressure. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. James Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going. A touchdown on the opening drive. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. And the Denver offense ready to take over for the first time. Get a look at their 8th-year quarterback. His first season as a Bronco, though, Teddy Bridgewater.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7, past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup there. Throwing again on second down. Bridgewater. That is incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Bridgewater. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And it's now 14-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Play action now. Bridgewater. Now he's forced out left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw, Bridgewater. And that's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Javonte Williams out of the backfield, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Bridgewater. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. Bridgewater to Sutton, first down, Denver. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
A gain there of 21 yards. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. This defense for the Jags, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Williams will try again. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Throwing is Bridgewater. And he checks this one down to Williams. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds, right around the 7. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And McManus able to put it through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Look at me. Go on.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. A pretty sizable deficit here in the 1st quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
On 1st down, it's Robinson. Runs through the contact. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. After one, a 14-3 ball game. 2nd quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. They'll run here with Robinson, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
On 1st down, Lawrence. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down. They run. Robinson. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's Lawrence. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Robinson again, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and they
touchdown Jaguars. Jordan Akins, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Jaguars add on to their lead. This offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and the lead is up to 18 now. Now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. So the Broncos coming out now. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10. As opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Throwing, Bridgewater. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. Here's Bridgewater. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Bridgewater to Hamler, 1st down Broncos. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Bridgewater gives to Williams here on the draw. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This looks like a free play for Bridgewater. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this 1st half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there.
but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 11 now. Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Bridgewater now from the 50. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. Here we go with Williams. And trying to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. And defensively, they were ready for that. A full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
86 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So that run there, yeah, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see.
And what I really enjoyed about that run and what made it so impressive to me was how he improvised along the way. Sometimes on a big play, you just get the football and you take off in a straight line and go. But this time, how about the artistry of that play? That looked a little bit like a Picasso to me.
Hey, stand up! On your team!
Now Lawrence on 1st down. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Marcus. That is a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
DJ Chark, a Pro Bowler and a 1,000-yard receiver in 2019. So his numbers dip a bit last year as the Jaguars cycle through some quarterbacks. He's happy to have Trevor Lawrence in town and accepts the pass from him there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They'll run on first down. Williams. Devon Hamilton with the tackle.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, but now it'll be third down.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat.
A shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's fourth down. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Agnew now to return. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not at that age. But I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. He's got Akins, the tight end. Touchdown! Jordan Akins, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead here in this first half. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Handler elects not to return it. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Bridgewater on first down. And it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
And he's finally out of bounds, but he's taken it all the way down to the 8.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Bridgewater now. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now Bridgewater. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Bridgewater to throw it. Looking middle, and that's complete. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
One of the selling points of the end route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The kick by McManus is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We begin up at Lucas Oil Stadium, L.A., with their 2nd straight road game to start the year, taking on Indy in their 2nd straight home game. And it's the Colts on top as that one approaches halftime. Carson Wentz with a touchdown pass there. From there, we head to Hard Rock Stadium to check on the Dolphins at home in Miami. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Buffalo Bills. 2 touchdown passes there for Tua Tagovailoa. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. Todd Gurley accounting for the lone scoring thus far as he's cashed in with a touchdown run. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Broncos. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Final preparations being made for the second half, both in terms of game plan and also hydration, because humidity is really going to catch up to these guys, no doubt. And for the call of the second half, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Play fake. Bridgewater. And he's taken in by the tight end Fant. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. First down, Bridgewater. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Dwayne Smoot. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater, throw left side complete. That's Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Bridgewater. This pass caught by Hamler. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
With the score where it is, this was probably going to be 4-down territory if they didn't convert there. But what a nice job of working his way open, making sure he secured the catch, and setting up 1st and goal.
To throw, Bridgewater. Steps away to, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Teddy Bridgewater, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen. Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he gets to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. To return, here's Agnew. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And a trio of touchdown passes so far. They've got the lead as well. All is good in their football world at this point.
And it's so much fun for our colleagues, right? Think about our producer, our director, everyone putting together these shots. Wouldn't you love to be in the truck right now and hear him calling for it? Give me that one, give me that one, give me that one. And we just saw 3 beautiful touchdown passes.
Now he's looking for 4. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
On 2nd and 9, Lawrence. Man open, here is Jones. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Now Lawrence to throw. And he'll find Akins there, complete. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
He'll get this up awfully close to a first down, but by the looks of it, might be a yard shy.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here's Logan Cook now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball to cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's a bootleg with Bridgewater. He's got his tight end Fant. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Out of the pistol, here's Williams. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Williams. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Throwing, Bridgewater. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater. This one swung out to Williams. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. From the red zone now, Bridgewater. He's got his big tight end, Fant. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
To throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater, his throw incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down. And it's a fake. He's going to throw it. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Broncos' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Now Bridgewater will lead the troops up to go for 2. They took a pretty big risk right there going for it on 4th down, but hey, not only did they get the first down, forget about that, they got in the end zone.
Yeah, because normally you're just thinking, can I get enough yardage to get it past the sticks and pick up a first down? Instead, they go for the end zone and get it done with no margin for error. Remember, 4th down, they went for it.
To return, here's Agnew. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
2 things you can do in that situation: run it and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was looking for Tim Patrick that time, but it's going to be second down. Here's Bridgewater. Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Final minute now of the third quarter. On first down, it's Williams. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now to this point. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every.
Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. And he is going to lose yardage here. But he is not going to make it. It's a big play by the defense, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. To return, here's Agnew. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high-percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Robinson. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
We can't have that.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected.
The pressure gets to Lawrence and he'll go down. Geno Atkins got home that time.
Boy, Charles, that time he took a bad situation and made it worse.
Yeah, you're almost putting together a nice little song there, aren't you? Because it's something you'll see from young quarterbacks. They have that tendency to retreat backwards instead of stepping up in the pocket.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle. but they allow the conversion. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now with Robinson. Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt, certainly not what he wanted. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Denver's offense now set to go. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. A 1st down throw for Bridgewater. And he checks this one down to Williams. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. On the ground, this is Williams. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Bridgewater now.
He'll drop this down to Williams.
And some room to work. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st. They'll run it with Williams. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And McManus able to put it through. And with that, they have taken the lead by a point here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 41. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
first down carry. It's Williams. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun here, Williams. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The kick by McManus is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get...
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Williams. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
And they picked up a little bit of yardage there. And now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. Williams is going to have the 1st down and a little more. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. 93 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. On 1st down, Williams. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though, a few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the 4th quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for Denver, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.